Hello, 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 dolls. It is I, ArtWorkOfDR. You know your girl. Also, the disclaimer, this is not my normal video, dolls, and it kind of goes all over the place. I'm sorry. Okay, dolls. Let's have some fun with shading. I'm so sorry if that disclaimer was either too short or too long. That is why I just said, please pause. I hope you read it. I hope none of it is alarming. These are just some again, my language doesn't want to work today. My mouth doesn't want to form the right words. These are just some simple supplies that I had laying around my house. You may not have them. I don't know. But if you do, then that's all you really need to try out some basic shading techniques today. We're just going to do some simple practices really quick, and then you're going to get to see a little bit of a speed draw or shading, coloring. It's all the same to me in this piece. The piece I'm talking about is a Thanos. Thanos, not Thanos, as my son says to me all the time. So yeah, you can find a bunch of different kinds of pencils. You can do your basic pencils, charcoal pencils, drawing pencils, sketch pencils, color pencils, erasable pencils, all those. You need to maybe have a kneaded eraser or a regular eraser and a pencil sharpener. Because trust me, when your pencil breaks, you're going to need it. So I messed up a little bit and did things a little out of order. But basically, the first little practice here, this little thing, is just a 5-part thing where you're going to go from darkest to lightest. I mean, you could actually go further than that, and we're going to actually do that right now doing a pressure practice. So you're going to start at one end of your paper, lightly pressure down on the paper. And you're going to slide it back and forth. Now, this is a technique called the back and forth. I'm going to go back and forth all the way across your page and add more and more pressure. There's where my pencil broke. This is an old pencil, by the way, and it happens. The older your pencil is, the more likely it is to break. And that pencil's pretty old. But you're just going to keep going and adding more pressure along the way until you get it about as dark as you can get it. Now, so since I had messed up and did this in the completely wrong order when I started, you're going to do an outline of your sphere that you're going to be shading. You don't actually have to do these things as I'm doing them. It's perfectly fine. I just wanted to put it in here so I could talk about some simple things. You're going to pick your light source, not light source. Why does my English not want to work? I like to draw in the guidelines of where my area is going to be. So like the darker area is what I kind of crescent mooned there. And then I also put the shadow onto like the surface. Now, I like to start with my darks and work my way into the lights. Everyone is different. To me, there is no wrong or right the way. I have done this voiceover like 5 times already and I'm freaking out, guys. Anyway. Yes, so basically I like to start with my darkest, but you don't have to. There's no wrong way to do this, really. You're just going to use different pressures and kind of build up your lead onto the paper. I'm also going to be using a blending stump. If you do not own a blending stump, you can put your finger inside of a paper towel and rub that on the paper to help blend. You can roll up a paper towel, use that. You can just use your finger on its own. A lot of people don't like that because they say that you're putting your hand oils into the paper and things. Or you can just use a blender stump. You can also keep your eraser handy because you're going to be needing it to help with your values and such. So, we already put down our light source arrow. I'm going to be blending this with the blending stump, trying to really show off the values and make sure, see what I have. I'm also going to be going back in and fixing some of this stuff later because I do see through the camera that you dolls aren't seeing what I'm seeing with my naked eye. But anyway, so we've got a center light that we want to show on the sphere. We're going to have a highlight we want to be able to see. We want to see some halftones. We want to be able to see the core shadow, which is going to be your darkest part of the shadow on the sphere. Then you're going to have your reflected light, which means light coming from the surface that your sphere is sitting on, because it bounces back up. Light bounces back up. And then you're going to have the cast shadow, and you're going to have the oscillation shadow. I don't know how to say that one, guys, and I'm really sorry. It's OCCLUSION shadow. That is where the sphere meets the surface, and it has a very dark shadow there. So you can also do shading techniques with other shapes like squares, triangles, diamonds, maybe egg shapes, ovals, spheres, cylinders, all those things. And there's going to be some techniques to really help you figure, we all figure these things out and learn them throughout the start of art classes. I don't really know exactly when I learned my techniques, but I haven't really used them in a long time. So I did watch a few videos. Yes, I did. There's nothing wrong with that. I do that all the time. So techniques we have are going to be outlining, which is what we did at the beginning of drawing our sphere, which is what we do with almost any art we really do, unless you're doing a no-line kind of piece. You're going to do an outline. Then you got hatching, which is just running your pencil, small little sketch marks, all in a row kind of thing. And then you got cross hatchings, where you do that, and then you do it in the other direction as well. So you're going to go, if you're going to go up and down or north to south, you're going to go back, crisscross them. Then you've got stippling, which is a dotting technique. So you're going to just dot your pencil like that. And then you've got the back and forth motion strokes. So back and forth strokes, which is what I really like to do. You don't even have to lift your pencil. Just go back and forth. But you can change the pressure again with that pressure. Pressure is your friend. The less pressure you have, the lighter you have, the more pressure you add. The thicker and heavier, the more solid the line becomes. Then we have the scrambling, which basically looks like either circling or wavy or almost like curly hair a little bit, like just kind of marks all over the place. It doesn't really have a rhyme or a reason. So yeah, those are some of the basic steps. And I know, like, I'm not like going into depth. That's not what this video was about. This video was just like fast, quick little thing, so that way I could get this urge out. I hope you dolls can enjoy the piece in the background being made here. This is Thanos. I drew him pretty quickly, sketched him out in my Artist Lofts sketchbook. The paper is not too bad, but I don't know if it was really meant for this, but that's okay. I needed to get the urge out because my daughter started 8th grade art class recently, and we're doing it from home, from homeschooling, because of the stuff going on. And there's been some issues and stuff, and yeah, I'm not really going to go into detail with you guys because it's not a fun topic. It's just really not. And so I just wanted to make a fun shading video and just put up some ways to do some basic shading. There are some videos that you dolls can watch. One of the videos is the video that was shown to her art class, which it's not a bad video, and I don't want anyone to go over there and be like, blah, 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 blah. It's a good video. It's very informative. It has a lot of good stuff in it. I just don't think videos are the only way to teach a class. So the video was made about 2 years ago. It's by Rapid Fire Art. The video is about 13 minutes long, a little bit longer than that. And it's called How to Shade with Pencil for Beginners. Now, like I said, The video itself is great. It's very informative. It's very, very helpful. But for an art teacher to just show that and then basically point out that you need to find an item in your home, sketch it out, and then shade it without actually demonstrating herself or having a hands-on moment where they all pick up their pencil and you do it together, an exercise. It was basically, here's this 13-minute video, and this is the assignment, and off you go. Now, this is an assessment assignment. She already did those kind of things earlier on. And, yeah, there was some other incidences that day that made this whole thing a thing. And like I said, I don't really want to go into too much detail because it's really not fun. And I kind of already ranted about it on my Discord. Ladies, thank you. Thank you so much for letting me rant, because sometimes a mama just needs a place to rant, and it was art related too, so it kind of worked out. I hope you dolls like this quick little speed sketch, speed draw, speed shades, speed something. I don't know what to call it, guys. But I had a lot of fun doing this, and it really makes me want to work on either more realistic things or just kind of retouching with pencil shading again. I haven't really done stuff like this since like high school or a little after high school maybe. And it was a lot of fun. It took me, I want to say like maybe 4 hours altogether. And yeah, it hurts my hands a little bit, but to be honest with you, I really did enjoy it. And that's how art should be. Art should be fun and enjoyable. And we should be uplifting and inspiring to our children who want to learn art. We shouldn't be shaming them for lack of skill, especially since it's a beginner course. And, yeah, so if you know of a young artist out there, please be that uplifting artist that they can come to and ask for some tips. And, you know, it's just very disheartening that, our school system is failing artists nowadays. When I was in school, I had a very good amount of art teachers, and they made art fun. Yes, sometimes class was boring anyway, but, you know, from time to time it happens, even in art. We have to learn the fundamentals, and we have to learn basic skills and knowledge before we tackle some of the bigger assignments. And sometimes we don't think of those things, and I don't think that's what's happening in the course right now. I think what's happening is the teacher doesn't have the motivation to actually focus on the children in this beginner class. She seems to want to just give them the assignment, give them very little instruction, and then walk away from it all. But yet they're not allowed to leave the Skype call or whatever it is. But they're supposed to be on mute and have their cameras off, but they're not allowed to leave. Makes no sense. You're not doing anything. You gave them the assignment, now they're just sitting there doing the assignment. They can leave. And to shame students for lack of skill after you specifically told them in the first week that it is a beginner course and we will be taking things slower to learn basic skills and fundamentals, you're not actually teaching them those things, though. You're sitting back and showing them videos. You even flat out told them that if you were in the building, you would still be showing a lot of videos. When did teaching become, let's show videos? We learn by doing. We learn by touching. We learn by creating. That is how a creative process is. So if you're out there, please do something fun with your artist kids. Let them know that art can be fun and motivate them and give them that happy experience, because sometimes it's lacking out there. And yeah, just want to do a fun little shading video and talk a little tiny bit about that, because I feel like it just doesn't get talked about enough. And I know from personal experience, if you have one bad teacher who pushes you away from whatever it is, art, writing, whatever it is, tells you you're no good at it, you're not going to be able to learn it, or just doesn't have the motivation to teach you, there's other teachers out there. There are plenty of tutorials on YouTube. There are plenty of different kinds of artists on YouTube. I know it's not the only place, but there's also Skillshare. Skillshare is an amazing place. If you can afford to do that, go there, take some courses. If you want to do it free here on YouTube, do some searches, find some artists, and start watching their videos. You're going to learn as you go and have fun. So anyway, dolls, I really hope you keep those creative juices flowing, because you know I will. No matter how disheartening things become, I will always keep my creative juices flowing, and I'm going to keep my kids' creative juices flowing too, even if I have to become their art teacher myself. Wait, I kind of already am. I've been teaching my own kids since they wanted to learn. And maybe, I don't know, it just rubs us the wrong way when other people just don't have the same enthusiasm in art to actually teach correctly. So, dolls, again, be that motivation, be that experience, be that excitement. Make art fun. Let's have fun with shading. Let's have fun with art. Let's create. Let's move on. Let's get all our stuff and let's go. Now, I have to leave because it's late and I need to sleep. Anyway, dolls, I love you guys so much, and I hope this video didn't take too long, and I hope you guys are not upset at me, because it's a little bit out there, I know.